Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining me every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. And thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do share it with your friends and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of the story. Just give me a minute, friends, and let me just put my earphones. A shocker of shockers comes with Siddharth Pithani being granted interim relief for his marriage. He'll have to surrender again on July 2nd. Pithani was traced by the NCB through his social media post and arrested from Hyderabad on May 28th for his alleged links in the Sushant Singh Rajput drug case. So basically, he was an absconder who was summoned several times but did not report to the authorities. He was the first person he himself said he was the first person to find the actor hanging in his bedroom on June 14th, and he brought him down. He lowered the body down, and even before the family members arrived at the actor's residence. Sushant's friend Ria, her brother Shovik, and other staff members, including Samuel Miranda and Deepesh Sawant, were arrested by the NCB. The other housemates, Keshav and Neeraj, who were recently questioned by the NCB, have hinted at Pithani's role in the drug case. You remember, friends, remember Pithani's head was injured. He took a U-turn after his name wasn't in the FIR by the family, SSR's family. He lied on news channels without a hesitation. He didn't take any picture of the hanging body and expected us to believe him. And he sent multiple pictures from the mortuary to someone and helped Ria in giving unknown medicines to SSR without consent. Surely, this devious, crooked criminal is involved in the drug and murder conspiracy of SSR. How did he get, even if it's interim bail, how did he get it so easily? Is his marriage so important that they give him this kind of allowance? My question is, if he postpones his wedding, will something happen? Why can't our law enforcers be more strict? What are these courts for? Everybody knows he's a lawbreaker. For heaven's sake, genuine people don't get bail. And these rascals get interim bail just at their asking. It's really a shame. SSR drug probe. Bombay High Court dismisses a drug peddler's anticipatory bail plea. The Bombay High Court on Tuesday rejected an anticipatory bail application of alleged drug peddler Sahil Shah in connection with the drug case related to the Sushant Singh murder. The anticipatory bail plea of Sahil Shah was dismissed by Justice P.D. Nayak. Shah is believed to be the prime suspect in the drugs case, and it is alleged that he used to supply drugs to Sushant Singh Rajput's house. According to NCB, the agency on April 12th intercepted two accused, Ganesh Shere and Siddharth Amin, near shop number 2, Sudarshan CHS, GB Ambedkar Road, Parel Village, Mumbai. During the search, 310 grams of marijuana and rupees 1,50,000 were seized. An NCB investigation found that Shah was the supplier of contraband drugs. The court perused the document pointed out by an advocate for NCB in the nature of the statements of the witnesses document relating to the investigation of the present case. The WhatsApp messages, the statements of the arrested accused, and the investigation conducted by the NCB revealed the complicity of Shah in the crime. This is not a fit case to exercise the powers under Section 438 of the Code of Criminal Procedure to grant anticipatory bail to Sahil Shah. Hence, no case is made to grant relief in the application. The application stands rejected. Prior to the High Court's decision, Mumbai Sessions Court had rejected Sahil Shah's plea for anticipatory bail. Sahil Shah's lawyer submitted that there is no cogent evidence against him showing his involvement in the crime. According to the lawyer, Sahil Shah has no history of being involved in any crime. The contraband, which was allegedly recovered from the co-accused, was in small quantities. The NCB had never issued any summons to Sahil Shah. It is only after he had preferred an application for anticipatory bail belatedly that the summons were issued, Sahil Shah's lawyer said. According to the lawyer, Section 27 of the NDPS Act is not attracted, and there was no direct evidence to substantiate the involvement of the applicant in the crime. During the hearing, the prosecution relied upon WhatsApp chats. However, Sahil Shah's lawyer asserted that the chats do not establish the involvement of Sahil Shah. It is only the inference which is drawn by the NCP, which is not supported by any evidence. Sahil Shah had never received any summons in any other case being investigated by the NCB, he added. NCB lawyer Shri Ram Shirsat, however, argued that the WhatsApp messages found by the investigating agency show the involvement of Sahil Shah in the present case as well as his involvement in drug trafficking in the past. His involvement is also disclosed in crime cases registered earlier, including that of Sushant Singh Rajput. Sahil Shah is not available and is avoiding arrest. The investigation shows the involvement of Shah as supplier of the contraband in the present case, said the NCB lawyer. Meanwhile, the NIA on Thursday arrested former Mumbai police officer Pradeep Sharma in connection with the Antilia bomb scare after an early morning raid at his residence. NIA officials said Sharma, who was also questioned earlier in the day, had a role to play in this conspiracy. During the raid, which lasted for almost 4 hours, between 6:45 a.m. and 10:45 a.m., NIA officials seized a printer, a computer, and a laptop from Pradeep Sharma's residence. As many as 7 to 8 personnel from the agency, including Superintendent of Police Vikram Khalate, were present during the raid. The CRPF was also deployed at the former policeman's residence in Andheri, Mumbai. The NIA also conducted a raid at his residence located in JB Nagar in Mumbai's Andheri West around 6 a.m., and the operation continued for several hours. The officials recovered some incriminating documents from his house. News agency PTI quoted on an NIA official as saying earlier in the day. NIA arrested 2 men, Santosh Shelar and Anand Yadav, considered to be close to Sharma, from the Kurar village in Malad on June 11th, according to the Mumbai police. They were arrested regarding the Antilia bomb scare and the subsequent death of Thane-based businessman Mansukh Hire. Now, let me tell you a bit about Pradeep Sharma, an encounter specialist, and his brush with controversies. Till date, this policeman, has killed the maximum number of gangsters, drug peddlers, and even Pakistani nationals from the Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorist group. Sharma is credited with killing over 112 gangsters in a span of 17 years between 1989 to 2006. He was suspended and subsequently dismissed 3 years after the controversial Lakhan Bhaiya encounter in November 2006. Ram Narayan Gupta, alias Lakhan Bhaiya, considered to be the mafia don Chota Rajan's close aide, was killed in 2006 in a fake encounter by 13 policemen of DN Nagar police station. Pradeep Sharma was in jail for almost 4 years between 2009 to 2013, until the trial court acquitted him of all charges in the case, though 13 other cops were convicted and given life imprisonment. Pradeep Sharma joined the Mumbai police force. Looking at his background, Pradeep Sharma joined the Mumbai police force on January 21st, 1983, and was posted at the Mahim police station. The former Mumbai police officer, he is known as an encounter specialist, was on Thursday being searched by the NIA in connection with the Antilia explosive scare case. A team of the NIA reached the Andheri residence of Pradeep early on Thursday to conduct the search. Before this, Pradeep Sharma was questioned for hours by the federal agency in April. Let us tell you who exactly this man is. Pradeep Sharma, who worked with the Mumbai police for 25 years, joined the Mumbai police force on January 21st, 1983, and he was posted at Mahim police station. Sharma was noticed for his skill of gathering intelligence and transferred to the crime branch to eliminate the dreaded Mumbai underworld, which gained notoriety in the late 1980s and 90s. He was involved in encounters involving several gangsters, including Parvez Siddiqui, Rafiq Dabbawala, Sadiq Kalia, and 3 Lashkar-e-Toiba suspects. Sharma was, however, ousted from the police force for allegedly being in touch with the underworld and after his name cropped up in the fake encounter case of Ram Narayan Gupta, alias Lakhan Bhaiya, in 2006. Pradeep Sharma has inspired many Bollywood films, was dismissed from the service in August 2008. He was arrested for his involvement in the case in 2010, but was acquitted of all charges by a Mumbai court in July 2013, but 13 other policemen were found guilty. Vinayak Shinde, one of the policemen, had been arrested by NIA in connection with the Antilia explosives case. The government invoked Section 311 of the Constitution against him, following several months of departmental action, including departmental inquiries, suspension for prolonged periods, and even a transfer to a remote district in Maharashtra, which Sharma refused to take up, citing health grounds. The police officer challenged his dismissal, and the dismissal was revoked. Pradeep Sharma was reinstated in 2017 and was then made the head of the anti-extortion cell of the Thane police. Sharma arrested Iqbal Kaskar, fugitive gangster Dawood Ibrahim's younger brother, within a month of taking charge. His foray into politics in 2019, amid speculation he will join politics just before the Maharashtra Assembly elections, Pradeep Sharma resigned from the force, but he told HT he had no such plans and that he was resigning for personal reasons. He contested from Nalasopara as the Shiv Sena candidate, but lost to Shiji Thakur of the Bahujan Vikas Agadi by more than 40,000 votes. In 2019, just before the Maharashtra Assembly elections, Pradeep Sharma resigned from the force and told Hindustan Times he was resigning for personal reasons. He contested from Nalaspora as the Shiv Sena candidate. Meanwhile, in the Antilia bomb scare, NIA moves court seeking Sunil Mane's custody. The NIA on Wednesday sought permission from the special court to take further custody of Mumbai Police Inspector Sunil Mane, who has been arrested in connection with the Antilia explosive scare and the subsequent murder of Thane-based auto parts dealer Mansukh Hiren. The NIA on Wednesday sought permission from the special court to take further custody of Sunil Mane. NIA sought custody to confront him with the recently arrested accused Santosh Shelar and Anand Yadav. The federal agency has claimed that the two arrested accused have played a role as conspirators in killing Mansukh Hiren. Mane was arrested by NIA on April 23rd and was remanded in judicial custody on May 30. He has been lodged in Taloja prison since then. NIA has so far arrested 5 persons in connection with the 2 cases, including 3 Mumbai officers, controversial police officer Wazir, Riazuddin Qazi, Wazir's colleague at the Criminal Intelligence Unit of Mumbai Police's Crime Branch, and Inspector Mani. NIA has also arrested former police constable Vinayak More, a life convict in fake encounter killing of Lakhan Bhaiya, and cricket bookie Naresh Kaur, both of whom allegedly helped Wazir to execute the suspected murder. Meanwhile, NCB arrests crypto king of drug peddlers. The NCB on Tuesday arrested a man who allegedly used to provide bitcoins to peddlers to buy drugs from darknet. The arrested person, identified as Makarand Pardeep Adivirkar, was popularly known as the Crypto King. Zonal Director of the Mumbai unit of NCB, Samir Wankade, said, in November last year, a team of NCB Mumbai had seized 20 LSD blocks from Kharodi village in Malad. The seized psychotropic substance was purchased from Europe by using Bitcoin by a drug peddler from Mumbai. Another NCB official said, in the present scenario, the sellers of narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances in some countries are using Bitcoin for illicit trafficking of drugs worldwide, especially LSD, ecstasy, MDMA, heroin, hydroponic weed, etc. A cryptocurrency is a digital or virtual currency that is secured by cryptography, which makes it nearly impossible to counterfeit or double spend. Bitcoin is one of them. It is a decentralized digital currency without a central bank or single administrator that can be sent from user to user on peer-to-peer Bitcoin network without the need for intermediaries. Meanwhile, in the Salman Khan's Radhe case, KRK takes credit for reported 95 crore loss registered by Salman Khan's Radhe. Kamal R. Khan, who is known as KRK, appeared to take credit for Radhe, Your Most Wanted Buy's commercial performance. He was careful to cite reports and refused to take names. Self-proclaimed critic and actor Kamal Khan on Wednesday appeared to take credit for reports of Zee Studios' last film registering a loss of 95 crores. KRK has been involved in a legal tussle with the actor Salman Khan, who accused him of defamation following the release of Radhe. Radhe, which debuted directly on the pay-per-view service Zeeplex, was criticized by KRK in one of his reviews. While he maintains that Salman Khan's action is in retaliation of the review, Salman's legal team has said that it is for allegations of corruption that KRK made against Salman. In a tweet, KRK wrote, according to media reports, Zee is having a loss of 95 crores for the last big release film. All credit goes to the number one critic in the world. Love you people. While KRK didn't name Salman or even himself, he often calls himself the number one critic in the world. According to media reports, Zee is having a loss of 95 crores for last big release film. All credit, he said, goes to the number one critic in the world. He has also taken to using the term Bollywood ka gunda bhai, Bollywood's goon, when talking about his ongoing legal matter. He added in another tweet, this Bollywood ka gunda bhai thinks that he's having fans. What a joke. And he says the rest he writes in Hindi, which translates to, your fans exist only on Mars, not on Earth. Release your films on Mars. Following the Radhe controversy, KRK also entered into a Twitter feud with singer Mika Singh, who publicly supported Salman and accused KRK of making personal attacks in his reviews. The confrontation escalated to a point where Mika released a track against KRK, and KRK complained to the Mumbai police about the use of his likeness in the music video. A Mint report quoted a trade analyst suggesting that Zee would accrue a loss of 70 to 80 crores for the film, which it acquired with a handful of other titles for 230 crores. It's a mass market film, so there is likely to be a big satellite television premiere with lots of advertising that could bring in rupees 50 to 60 crores. But the company is still looking for a shortfall of rupees 70 to 80 crores, the analyst said. Meanwhile, it looks like Baijan is really getting scared of losing money. His program called Big Boss is going to air for almost 6 long months. That is what is on the cards, they say. Reportedly, the makers decided to book such a long period, keeping in mind the success of the previous 2 seasons, they say. Plus, to keep up the excitement among fans, the new season will see an entry of wild card contestants with every eviction. It is also reported that the show will first air on OTT with 12 contestants. Twist is that out of 12, 8 will be eliminated and 4 will go on to be a part of the show that airs on TV. However, there is no confirmation of any sort on this as yet. According to the latest reports, another actress has bought a house for a whopping rate, at a whopping rate. Jacqueline Fernandez is moving in to her Juhu home with her businessman boyfriend. The bungalow reportedly costs rupees 175 crores. You remember Jacqueline Fernandez. First she was Salman Khan's girlfriend, and then Imtiaz Khatri's. And then she moved on to, I think, was it Farah Khan's brother, and then some others. So now the latest boyfriend is from South, they say. The actress is soon moving into a huge sea-facing bungalow with her boyfriend. According to the report, she has been house hunting for a while and now looks like she's finally found the perfect house. According to a report by E-Times, she has been house hunting for quite a while. And the bungalow that she's found costs rupees 175 crores. Now, isn't that more than what Amitabh Bachchan would have spent on his house? The report also revealed that the actress has been seeing an entrepreneur from South India. The report also stated that the couple has been wanting to shift in together for a while now and that they finally zeroed in on a property in Juhu. They seem extremely serious about their relationship while he has been working on the modalities for the property. Jacqueline and he were on constant video calls discussing things about their home with each other. The house that they finalized is at a prime location in Juhu. Abu is likely to move base, which includes his workspace, to Mumbai very soon. It also reported that the couple had zeroed in on an interior designer from France to do up the interiors of their home. Since she's making all the right moves, like staying at Salman Khan's farmhouse, shooting for Bhoot police with friendly stars like Saif Ali Khan and Arjun Kapoor, the actress also has Ram Setu in her pocket with, guess who, Akshay Kumar, in the pipeline. And she'll also be seen in Rohit Shetty's Circus, in which Akshay Kumar again stars with her, and Bachchan Pandey. Why are these same names being selected for most movies, I'd ask? And you know the answers. Meanwhile, in an interesting case, the Congress Toolkit, a case, Twitter India MD Manish Maheshwari was quizzed by the Delhi police. Twitter India MD Manish Maheshwari was interrogated by a special cell team of Delhi police in connection with the Congress Toolkit case. Sources said he was quizzed by the cops on May 31st in Bangalore. Twitter India MD Manish Maheshwari was interrogated by a special cell team of Delhi police in connection with the Congress Toolkit case. Sources said that a senior level team of Delhi's police special cell had gone to Bangalore last month to interrogate him. Earlier, the Delhi police had initiated a probe into the Congress Toolkit case. Police is probing to find out the role of Twitter India role in the toolkit, if any. BJP spokesperson Sampit Patra had last month alleged that Congress had prepared a toolkit to target the government over its handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. Twitter later tagged Patra's tweet as manipulated media. Police later served notice to Twitter asking it to explain why it marked Patra's post as manipulated media. It even concluded searches at Twitter's Delhi and Gurugram offices. The BJP has been attacking Congress over controversial content of the toolkit. BJP leaders, including Patra, having posted numerous tweets to attack Congress over the toolkit aimed at defaming the Modi government over its alleged mismanagement during the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic in the country. We all know which party is also supporting it. A man was held for duping over 100 people of 2 crores by offering fake roles in Bollywood. Apurva Danda was arrested on the complaint of one Mahesh Gupta, a Borivali resident, Dauda, allegedly defrauded Gupta to the tune of 32.69 lakhs. The crime branch of the cyber police has arrested a man accused of duping over 100 people of 2 crores under the pretext of casting their children to feature in Bollywood and ad films. The police have recovered 32.58 lakhs from the man. One Apurva Ashwin Dauda, alias Dr. Rishi Shroff, 47 years old, who has been allegedly duping people for the past 4 years. Dauda was arrested on the complaint of one Mahesh Gupta, Borivali resident. Dauda allegedly defrauded Gupta to the tune of 32.69 lakhs. Explaining his modus operandi, cyber police said that Dauda would send his associates to malls and they would collect data of different people on the pretext of contests, surveys, etc. He would also fraudulently obtain data of car owners, doctors, etc. from various internet sites. In this manner, he collected data of nearly 5 million people, said a cyber police officer. Dauda also created websites of bogus modeling agencies. He would send bulk SMSs on WhatsApp messages randomly to people with a message that those interested in working in television commercials or Bollywood, including children between the ages of 2 to 14 years, could send their details on the given number, said an officer from the cyber police station. Dauda allegedly tricked Gupta, who deposited 32.69 lakhs in various bank accounts, under the pretext of giving a lead role to his daughter in a film, Bachcho Ki Duniya. Investigators said they found Dauda had graduated from a prominent college from South Mumbai and studied at a business school in Colorado, US. He attended the acting school of Kishore Namit Kapoor and has worked in the advertisement industry for almost 10 years, featuring in ad films of many popular FMCG brands. Police said Dauda wanted to make a film and needed 25 lakhs to make his trailer. Hence, he came up with the idea of arranging money by duping people under the pretext of offering them fake roles. To ensure his location is not traced, He would use virtual networks, multiple mobile phones, and SIM cards simultaneously. 8 iPhones and a smartphone have been seized from his possession, a cyber police officer said. After tracking his digital footprints, the cyber police nabbed him from Khalapur recently. There are cases registered against him at Sakinaka, Amboli, Oshiwara, Dadar, and NN Joshi Marg police stations, the police said. Now that the stars are all over India, okay, and then moving on to another point uh, with regards to Bollywood. Now that all the stars over India are becoming bankrupt thanks to COVID and boycott Bollywood campaign, they're now trying their hands in areas they have no idea about, just to make some money. For instance, people like Shilpa Shetty and Madhuri Dixit and her husband, all of them are moving into cooking on YouTube. And I remember trying my hand at a recipe that Madhuri Dixit and her husband, her doctor husband, did, thinking they knew Marathi recipes well. It was based on sabudana khichdi. The whole thing became a soggy mess. Thank you, Madam Madhuri ji. Please stick to acting and tell your husband to get back to consulting instead of misguiding people. Now, in the South, also, many stars like Tamanna are also moving into this sphere. That's all the news for today. Friends, let me just have a look at your comments as well. I thought that the CBI report was directly to PMO. So how these politicians are controlling the narrative, or is it direct to PM? We have put pressure on. What more? We have to put pressure on. What more can we do? I won't stop boycotting Bollywood. Yes, Sunita. Thank you, Pia. Shubha. Shilpa, shortcut to make money. Parents should be careful. I just thought that, see, people were suddenly, were boycotting Bollywood. I could not understand how parents are still trying to push their, children into movies. Arinya, Ritu, welcome. Ila, Noble. P, what happened about the charge sheet that NCB filed against Ria? Wasn't there another hearing with the Supreme Court? It's still not out as yet, P. Still waiting for it. Kirtana, yes. Siddharth Pithani got interim relief from court for marriage according to Times of India. Yes. Here, criminals like, Irish criminals like him, get this easily. I don't know what's the hurry for him to get married, as though the woman is not going to wait for him. There's something else in it. There's something very hanky-panky about it. Sanjat, another pawn arrested by NIA today. Right. Thank you, Sanjat. Parul, good evening. Who is he, Mr. Sanjat? Yes, Sanjat, Sir Pradeep Sharma. I give you a background of this officer. Priya, good evening. How are you, Priya? Nitin, thank you for joining. Sanjat, Pradeep Sharma of Mumbai Police. Yes. Good evening, Gloria. Thank you. Arisha Jaglal, good evening. Love your work from South Africa. Thank you, Arisha. Good evening. What about Deepthi Pinati? She's asked us for a few days where she's decoding the diary. So she'll be soon joining us, RM. Kirtana, we cannot trust Times of India. No, but there was another report as well, Kirtana. So I think it's true. Golden Ganesh engagement was, I think, properly planned, as they knew he would be arrested anytime, and they would have been tricked to come out as relief. I'm sure it's not real. Yes, even I agree with you, Ganesh. Shubha, good evening. When is the next session? Shortly, Shubha. She has asked for some days. Perhaps let's give her a week and then let's see. Nitin, very sad news by court and NCB. Why not opposed? So many questions, Nitin. Nanisur, hello. I think you missed a few sessions, Dania, because I missed you. Priya, Meena, you look elegant. Thank you so much, Priya. So sweet of you. Roxy, good evening. Hope you're well. Managed to come live. Thank you so much, Roxy. You really rock. Veda, really excited to know any turning point in this case. Just waiting for something, Ruby. Yashoda, you're doing a great job. Bless you. Thank you so much, Yashoda, for joining us. Priya, you're becoming my highlight of the day. So nice. Where are you from, Priya? Which state? Yashoda, watching from Australia. Welcome. Manju, what's that? How does a suspect get bail for marriage or whatever? Some parties going on. See, I don't know. See whether see I can't speak anything against the courts, but somehow what's happening in Delhi and Mumbai is so suspicious. I mean, I can't speak against them, but there's something very wrong happening. Nitin, all are free to walk anywhere. What is the meaning of drug smuggling? Is very cheap. Crime like pickpocket. Yes, exactly. And our younger generation is being, are going to the dogs. Sadik, welcome. Hi from Mauritius. Sanjay, this is the legal system in India. How can people get justice? Exactly. People don't get holidays from office for one's own match. Nimi, your main accused are given permission. Yes, we have to struggle for to get even a few days leave. Subha, very disheartening news. Totally agree with you. It's indeed shameful. This guy gets away every time. Most suspicious character in the whole scenario. And what is more, Subha, is that he has no qualms. Whenever you see him, on video or in pictures, he looks, as though he's going to a garden or going to enjoy a drink or something. He just doesn't care, and he's not scared. Either he's, somewhere I feel that he looks like even a retard. Priya, everything they do are being watched. Yes. Berlin, you got this. Nimi, shame on the system. Yes. And all are manageable. Sadek, has time not come to kick all those pro-Congress nominated judges out by forcing them? See, the best situation is Sadek, if the government, central government, has the courage, to check the assets of these judges or lawyers, and wherever, people have many houses and a lot of money stacked, they should be checked, they should undergo questioning. How did they get the money? And all their, assets should be checked. Priya, the involvement in the case itself becomes an evidence of corruption. Yes. Nimi, someone died and the one responsible is given privilege of marrying. So Sushant did not. Sushant had a million dreams, None of that came true. And this fool wants to get married when he's in, knee deep in problem. I can't understand the whole thing. I mean, how can you get, enjoy a moment when you know that you're, knee deep in problems? This kind of character, terrible. Anisha, I've been following the work Dr. Bhupesh Chana as well regarding forensics. It's rather disturbing. Yes, initially we did cover Dr. Bhupesh's thoughts, on the forensics. Nisha, very depressing news about Pithani's interim bail. Really can't understand. I hope they have now put, some sort of a tag on him so that he doesn't get lost. KB, good evening, KB. You're rather late in joining us. Arisha, there must be a motive behind him getting married. I can't understand who would want to marry him under current circumstances. That lady who's going to marry him, either she, she doesn't know what she's doing, or she must be a bigger criminal than. Let me not say that anyway. Maybe. Sunita, when will Paramveer Singh's turn come? Sure, shortly, I'm sure. Manju, let's also go shooting these useless politicians, police officers, and drug peddlers and roam free. How about that? Nihal, this shows any suspect can get relief bail if he's getting engaged. Wife wants to deliver, children's ear piercing, children going to school. What kind of jungle launch, judicial reign? Maharashtra, Mumbai cannot be trusted. So this is. I mean, anybody living in Mumbai or Maharashtra, will not get justice. Not under this government for sure. Nimi, yes, Arisha. Nisha, only in our country will those jailed be considered to be allowed to be let out to do exams, sit and prepare for exams, and now to get married. It's also pathetic. But you remember, Nisha, see, in the case of, in Jhanvi Kukreja's case, which came directly earlier under Paramveer Singh and Trimuke. There were so many rules for the suspects, according to them. Okay, they could not write the exams, they could not, appear for the exams, and a whole lot of things. Now, this boy has asked to see the video tapes. Even that is not being allowed. Why? If there is transparency, why can't the videotapes of where Janvi died and all the other video shots be shown to these people for transparency? The lawyer is asking for it, not the the accused. Asha, again, who is Pithani's lawyer? Veda Ruby, yes, we have. Priya, this shows the corruption of the governments. Please be cool and see, this is evidence of how they dealt with crimes. Yes. And we also have proof that Waze was there, during the time Sushant Singh was killed or after he was killed. Not any criminal, only those close to politicians are rich. Welcome, Manjit. Welcome, Barsha. KB, great to know Pradeep Sharma arrested and electronic devices, documents seized. Hope some evidence of SSR and Disha murders are found therein. Maybe even the earlier deaths of Divya and Jia. Yes. Sanjay, Pradeep Sharma ran for Vidhan Sabha elections on SS ticket in 2009. You also know, Sanjay, that Salman Khan's bodyguard is a part of Shiv Sena now. Nisha Thomas, it's also ironic how encounter specialist Pradeep Sharma has an NGO called PS Foundation. God alone knows how many of those encounter killings are legitimate. Yes, Nisha. I don't know. It looks like the whole lot of the Mumbai police were corrupt or are corrupt. Arisha, I actually feel sad for doubting Parveen Babi for all her claims. With everything unfolding, it seems that all her allegations were true and she was not mentally unstable. No, Arisha. See, Parveen Babi was a very decent girl, very educated girl. They've also said that, see, when she used to go shooting, she used to just sit and read a book. She never interfered in anything. Very, dignified lady. If you go to one of my earlier videos, you'll find her complete story in that, Arisha. Kanak, is Pithani getting bail? Chulu bhar pani mein doob maro, NCB. No, only interim. He has to come report back in July. Chandan Yadav, SSR. Yes. Chandan Yadav, miss you, Disha. Yes. Kamata, welcome. Priya, it's not good, but evidences are we the people can see with realize the corruption. It's we the people's government. They are so greedy, stealing of India people. Karma is coming. Shiva's wrath. Absolutely. Salma, totally shocking. Yes. Sanjay, the saga of Mumbai police reminds me of Chicago PD during the Prohibition era. Very difficult to know who was with the mafia and who was against. Exactly. Terrible. And it's so disappointing, the whole thing. And the most fearsome one is Paramveer Singh. Just looking at him, in the videos makes you feel, he's so repulsive. Nanisur, it's so clear that Pithani was arrested a few days before June 14, just to keep us Sushant's fans pacified, for us to think they're doing something in Sushant's case, though it wasn't CBI that arrested. No, Nanisur, this is only interim bail. He should be back, so unless, of course, he disappears somewhere. Sunita, engagement note. Hota hi, NCB arrested Pithani. Now, maybe after marriage, CBI will pick him up. See, he's not safe also. If he's going for his marriage, God alone knows what can be done to him. PM, even I doubted her, now feel bad. Parveen Bobby. She, Sailesh, she said she'll take a break to decode the diary, SSR diary, and she'll come back to us. KB, justice for Sushant, Disha, Jia, and all those innocent souls who these corrupt cops and Chasi Wood gang killed. PM, Sunita, आपके मुंह में ये शक है क्या मिल गए किया मिल गए bail Pithani को? No, interim bail. It's not. He has to report back. Pooja, thank you. Sanjit, right. Shilpa, cricket bookies are involved with police and central government allowed IPL in March. Yes. Arinya, good evening, ma'am. How come NIA is so flawless in Vasuli and Waze and Sharma matters? Poor SSR. His justice is getting digressed and delayed. Optimistic and united we stand. Absolutely. Illegal cryptocurrency might have been the reason of so many Bolivians spending so much on new investments. Yes, Sanjay, that looks like, see, just like we go shopping for grocery shopping, that's how they buy houses near Juhu and Bandra, most posh areas in Mumbai. Hassan, Buddha Khan. Sonita, the most wanted criminal. Bandari, Madan mein. Meena Kumari ji, your videos are very informative. Thank you, Bandari. Kanta, we don't need this type of agencies who are playing games with us with our money. Shame on the government. So disgusting. Let us see, Kanta. Welcome, Alka. Louis, plain nonsense it appears, but something must be concrete to grant him bail. There are so many people working, in the other's favor, Louis. Manjit, it's good. Bhai ka pala ab KRK se pada hai. It's interesting. Yes, somewhere in this whole thing, I think most of us stand with KRK. Arinya, KRK is all bull and also planted by PR by junkies. Okay, that's another angle that Arinya is taking. Perhaps, I'm not sure about that. Rot lies at the top, while tails keep waving at will without fear either of law or of Charas. From June 7th to higher remains sane. Thank God Arnab's family saved him by recording. Truth matters. KRK slangs like Dadu, Salim, Kalala, शादी नहीं की तो मतलब हमेशा जवान बना रहेगा माधुरी के बच्चे देख दिशा का बराबर है. Priya, Meena, the same is in UK, USA. We are watching. All of these politicians, etc., commit crimes. We, the people, can see 95 crores loss. Absolutely. Sanita, big flop. Yeah, that's a nice way to say it. Sanjay, all of us just read the article. Detection of painted traces of blood and seminal fluid. Barrera et al. And then let me know if CBI uses this technique. They won't be able to solve SSR murder. Yes. Neha, how much of filth? Shilpa, oh God, Jacqueline just had renovated her flat. So this is a bungalow. It's very strange, isn't it, Shilpa? How many movies has she done during this COVID period? Shubho, Imtiaz Khatri with everyone. Looks like they managed to trap the South Indian businessman. Pity the guy. So far, she was in the farmhouse for Salman. What did she start seeing this? When did she start seeing this guy? Looks like a new development, PM. Unacceptable. Pithani bail. Blatant disregard of law and order by agencies. Courts. Jacqueline 175 crores seems mafia money and benevolence of Kabal. Yes. Isha Thomas. Sanjay Shinde didn't get it. Can you please repeat? The proved suspects are in front of CBI, but if they pretend like blind, we can't do much. Surprised. 1 year, but not even one suspect in custody. Can we sue CBI for not doing work professionally? Sonita, but this Jackie has no acting talent. I think none of them have it, Sunita. If you're looking at Sonam Kapoor, or you're looking at Sara Ali Khan, or you're looking at Tapsi, none of them have anything in them. Even in a stupid ad like Horlicks, the way Tapsi acts, it makes you really, laugh, roll out laughing. So it's just that, see, the same people are given roles because they comply with the rules of the underworld. Sunita, Deepthi has taken a break to decrypt more drives and slides and will come back in due course. That is what she said towards the end of part 6. So let's be patient. Absolutely assisting. Sarah's sad Pithani got bail, but it is interim bail. Bindu, good evening, Bindu. Sudha, disappointing that Pithani got bail even if it's an interim one. No wonder he looks so chilled and confident. Once again, he will go free. Doubt if he will be arrested again. Let's keep our fingers crossed, Sudha. Ritu Khar, very good evening. Har Har Mahadev. You're late, Ritu. What happened? Ilashilu, Nobel. Ritu, Arinya, Har Har Mahadev. We're all with you, Ritu. Shilpa, shortcut to make money. Parents should be careful. Yes. Sunitha, I thought that the CBI reports direct to PMO. So how these politicians are controlling their narrative? They are independent agencies, which is just being overseen by the Prime Minister. I don't think he interferes in it. We some horrible news that Pithani has got bail. Sad that Pithani has got bail, Saras. Good evening, Dr. Pushpalata. You're late tonight. Preeti, good evening. Arinya, no, that was very good advice to Mashuri. Madhuri and her spouse, Dr. Dixit. You should see, I mean, some of her cooking sessions. They are so silly. Can you invite Jia's mother? I did try Ramata, but she did not respond. Again, I'll try it because at that time, I think she was very, she kept on, going for channel, interviews in channels and all that. So I'll try again. Bisang, you're so right. Thank you, B. Dr. Pushpalata, judiciary in Maharashtra is also under state influence. Exactly. Just like in Delhi, what can we expect? Sandeep Pujara, there was a celebrity called Pooja Mishra who appeared in Big Boss, openly spoke about one of the Khans. Not sure how true those narratives were, but it all vanished in thin air. From what has come out, Sandeep, a lot of it seems true, because there are many people who have been complaining. It's not only this lady. So I think there's a lot of truth to what she has said. Manjit Kaur, Minaji, like your way to answering our chat, I'm feeling that you're talking with us also. Yes, in fact, I now recognize each and every one. And when you're late, I know it. Like a school teacher, I can say that you came in late. Anjana, justice for SSR. Well said, man. We are all with SSR. Many people are saying that, see, now the SSR movement will stop. No, it won't stop. We are the ones who are doing it. We will continue till we get justice. Welcome, Vijay. Chandravati Ramdeep. Hi, Meena ma'am, watching from New York. Welcome. You have quite a long name. If I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it right. Chandravati. Manjit Kaur, justice for SSR. Absolutely. Sanjay Shinde, Nisha Thomas. The technical paper which provides information on how one can detect blood in an indoor crime scene. The area has been cleaned and painted over to mask traces. Sanjay of blood. Dr. Pushpalata, Antilia case solved the purpose of center to get out the MBA. So they left the SSR case midway. Let us not hope so, Dr. Pushpalata. Let's be a little more positive. Nitin, all drug money. Kiran, ma'am, you're doing a great job. Look forward to Deepthi. Absolutely. She will be joining us. Saras, welcome. Vijay, आज एक और अरेस्ट हुआ अंटिलिया केस में. Yes. I mean, this came online. Welcome, Meera. Nitin, she was sleeping with Salman many months. Hello, Meenaji. You're doing such a great job. Thank you so much, Surabhi, for your motivating words. Natrajan, good evening, ma'am. You're doing a wonderful job. Thank you, Natrajan. So nice of you. At least now, family lawyer of SSR should claim for murder charges. Otherwise, I don't think anything will happen. I don't know why this lawyer is sitting back, so coolly. He should do something. I find him very laid back. Meera, so excited about your channel. Thank you so much, Meera. Nanda, why not arrest happening after FIR? Government only filing FIR, you mean, I think, Nanda, on celebrity, but not arresting them. Minaji, looks like in India there is no need for high court. Seems that all cases eventually, end up with absolutely true. Dr. Pushpalata, CBI hasn't got anything. Otherwise, what is stopping them to arrest at least the inmates? Yes. Girija, Pithani must be on drugs. Shows no emotions or remorse. Yes. In fact, even yesterday, there was someone else I thought who looked like he's on drugs, and that person seems to be one of the forefront of the SSR movement. I cannot name him. Arisha, how many more people have to die in order for these people to be brought to book? Subha, exactly, ma'am. What about Juhi Chawla? 20 lakhs fine. Has she paid, or it's only on papers? No, she'll be forced to pay. Nani Sur, only you read, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I missed some sessions. So nice to know you miss me. Same here. I was very upset on 12th, 13th, 14th. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm not watching diary readings. That's fine. Don't worry, Nani. Everything is up to you. But only thing is you've become so close to us that when you're not there, we miss you. Saranya, hello, ma'am. I'm seeing SSR case from the beginning. One thing is I really don't understand is if he feels that she would be killed, why didn't he go with his sister? What do you think about this? Yes, many a times I used to think, what was the compulsion for him to stay back unless people were monitoring him like a prison? And that's the kind of atmosphere I think Ria and the others created in the house, wherein he could not escape. Either he was drugged too much or he was given too many medications, and people were watching him all the time, which could be the reason why he couldn't escape. Kiran, since 14 June, I'm feeling sad. Nothing seems to be going forward in the justice of Sushant. Absolutely. Well said, ma'am, about lawyers' assets check. Then both Ria's and SSR advocates' assets will clean the air. All of them buy, posh houses in posh areas. Where does all this money come from? I mean, we normal people just live, comfortably. That's all. I mean, where does this kind of money come from? It's very shocking. Ravindra. Now the justice will be done only by Almighty God, and it's near because this Kali Yuga is nearer to its end. Yes. Sanjay, like your comment on time. Thank you, Sanjay. Ritu, she must be Dawn's daughter. How much filth is in this part of the world? How can all these celebrities sleep and also face themselves in the mirror? This is something I cannot understand. People like Jacqueline and Sonam and Sarah and Alia Bhatt. God. Who is behind Pithani? How he got interim bail so easily? Pink web. Perhaps the same person who is behind Ria. Dr. Pushpalata, people wanted to malign SSR image as much as they could when he was alive, but truth came out as bright as sun after SSR's death. Yes. Praise, that's absolutely ridiculous, giving Pithani interim bail. He should be behind bars ASAP. I think he should be given, a bit of torture as well. KB, so sad to know of Pithani getting bail. Hope they arrest him again after his marriage rights are through. It's like Andhe Nagri Chaupat Raja, yes. I'm feeling so sad for SSR's old father. Remember Jessica Lal case took 19 years for justice. This is the most depressing news of Pithani bail. Yes, peace. Nanisur, you're right, ma'am. Either she's a bigger criminal or she's a very money-minded, because how Pithani will have a lot of money for his role in Sushant's death. Yes. Do you think state and central government is supporting these criminals under the influence by Ambani, as these film stars are close to Ambani family? Gaurav Singh. No, I don't think so, Gaurav. Subha, we have never met Sushant, but still, even after a year, we feel pain. Pithani has spent so much time with him. Still, he feels nothing. How can someone be so thick-skinned? This is, I think, you see, what you have written is exactly everybody's thoughts. All those who are there with me online now feel the same way, Subha. Thank you for mentioning me, man. I think I've become your biggest fan in South Africa. Thank you, Arisha. Really sweet of you. Suchi, after Deepthi Pinati's reading sessions, expected a lot. But Tani getting bail is sad. No, this takes time. Hope for a miracle from Sushant himself. Bangalore. Yes, a lot of things are happening that are not, very, conducive and, very pessimistic. Still, we have to keep our hopes, you know. Dr. Pushpalata, after Janvi case, your analysis is very deep and accurate. Police investigation is very superficial, trying to hide the reality. Dr. Pushpalata, see, I have a very strong feeling there's something very, very wrong here. Because you remember, see, there was a very deep, deep injury in Disha's, I think, under her mouth. Same way under, Janvi's also the same mouth or in her skull. So there seems to be some sort of pattern here, and when the cases are being handled by people like Paramveer Singh, now who's of course in another post, and his himself being investigated, Trimuke is still there. So something very hanky-panky going on in this case, and I strongly believe that CBI should investigate this case as well. Then it will save a lot of teenagers, in India. Because see, if you look at the Dr. Pushpalata, if you look at the case, see how many youngsters went for the party. There were around, say, about 8 or 10 youngsters, and some from the same building, and they were all on drugs and alcohol because there was a drug peddler there, and the parents didn't know about it. Either the parents are idiots, for sending them, or the children are devils, So this is something society has to change. I mean, it's okay. I mean, they're going through this phase where they rebel against their parents, and they want to do what they like. But ultimately, this is going to lead to their own destruction. And a girl like Janvi, someone very simple, was forced into going there, and then she was murdered brutally. Everything was planned. Nico, it's so scary that what kind of people are in Shiv Sena. Yes. Hemant, after 9 months again, Pithani will apply for bail on Petrol. That's a nice one, Hemant. Ja from Chicago. What if he runs away? See, this is what we fear. Or, see, someone can even eliminate him. See, so many things can happen. Dr. Neelakantan. Won't Pithani's case become a case study reference for other people who seek bail? Jeannie, make a video on Congress about their 2011 bill, which stated that if Hindus have to carry out any of their religious rally, then they have to take permission of minority of that gully, place, and many such stuff. Yes, Jeannie. Welcome, Vidya. Baljit, must be disheartening to live in a lawless state and city, looks like. Vidya Bhatt, Sushant हम शर्मिंदा है तुम्हारा कातिल अभी जिंदा है. Yes, very ashamed. Dr. Pushpalata, they can fake marriage also. Yes, nothing for them has any sort of validity. They have no morals or ethics. Absolutely. Saujanya, I don't believe he got bail. He's a rogue. I feel very bad about his fiancée. She still has time to break the engagement. Somewhere, Saujanya, I think there's something, this seems to be, a planned one. Maybe the girl is already aware of what's happening. Maybe she's paid. We don't know. There must be a lot of intrigue in this matter. Deepu, according to diary slides of Sushant, Divya was very bold, found everything from bomb blasts to child trafficking and tried to expose it. And she was murdered. She should also get justice. Yes. Sonal, what kind of girl is even ready to marry Pithani? So sad to hear he got bail. Nisha, Sanjay Shinde, yes, think have seen in some English series, films, they do have technology. Wonder whether CBI would have used this method. I'm sure they have all these things. I don't know how many, you have to do it because you're passionate about your job. Till today, not a word from Nupur, Nupur of the CBI. Isn't it strange? Andrea, now joined, will definitely rewatch. The pieces of the puzzle are coming together. We'll get justice for SSR. I believe this. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Andrea. That sort of positive message does make us feel good. Peace. How come Pitani found a girl who looks. This is absolutely hilarious. We all found a startling resemblance between the two. Meena, all involved in the cleanup of Disha house and Sushant house. The police officials should be arrested, and also Kopa hospital doctors, and also Paramveer and Anil Deshmukh as to how, without proof. Any other government who should have done all this. But here you have Uddhav Thackeray, Sonia Gandhi, and Pawar. Do you trust any one of them? I don't. Nanisur. Not to sound a modern man, but even Dr. Ria and her brother are on interim bail for so many months and they're roaming around freely. Yes, Nanisur. It looks like he got info about his search and would have quickly arranged. Yes. Lalita, good evening. Welcome, Lalita. You're a bit late, I think. Dr. Neelakantan, engagement and marriage drama. Yeah, it's all now Turkey. He will run away. Sonal Kapoor. Please get Deepti to talk on SSR diaries. Yes, shortly. The girl marrying him will be a widow soon. Sonal Kapoor. Shout out to Meena ji from all followers in South Africa. Support of truth you seek. Lage raho, Jai Hind. Thank you so much, Viren, for your support. Arisha, would be nice to know who the would-be wife is. Maybe Pithani is blackmailing the family. You should know that. Jaspreet, guys, don't worry. Pithani has only a time of few days. He has to surrender back in court. ये भाई का कुछ होता क्यों नहीं हर चीज में बच जाता है absolutely. Ginny, yes. So Jenny, I'm very sad that he got bail. He's a rogue. I feel so bad for his fiancée. She can always break the engagement. She can find a better person. Yes. Minaya, peace. Maybe Patanikas. Parveen Babi was from royal family of Junagadh, Xavier's College. Had a wonderful, rich Parsi boyfriend in Ahmedabad. P.R. Ishar saw her and offered films. That step was her nemesis. Absolutely. Simikum, let them make more movies and we will not watch. And they have more losses. I'll just take a few more and then we can wind up the session. Nanisur, anyone who stands against Salman will stand with that person automatically, ma'am, because Salman has committed so many crimes, yet escaped punishment for so many years. Yes. Lalita, Tani won't be needing a wife while he's in prison. Yeah, this is what I don't understand. Sunaina, thank you. God bless you as well. Adisha, we're in. Hi, fellow citizen. We're all friends now. Asha, justice for our beloved Sushant. Absolutely. Monica, how can an open and shut homicide case take this long to be solved? It's very disheartening sometimes. Corruption is there everywhere, Monica, whether in every part of the world. It's not that, it's only in India, but to cleanse the system is taking such a long time. Hemant, ma'am, CCD owner in Bangalore was murdered. Just give us a little bit more on that, Hemant, if you have details. Meenaji, please bring Deepti ji. Yeah, she will join us. She said she needs a break to decode it. Any news of Mahesh Shetty? No. Ma'am, NIA is working. Arrest the encounter cop. Breaking news all over. Yes. Anita, looking at the past records of CBI, this case also looks difficult to get solved because big people are involved. Shikha, Pithani's bail is a little bit set back to NCB, but we have to trust NCB. 175 crores will have to be investigated by ED. Yes, this is something that they have to look at, ED. Let us all speak about it in social media. Lalita just heard some news about the AIMS report was changed from murder to suicide. Lalita, the doctor who's the head over there, how he changed tune. So he must have been paid heavily, otherwise he wouldn't do it. And see, we had brought it to the notice of the health minister as well. This man has absolutely no shame. Monica, may I ask, in one of Sushant's encrypted entries, he writes about Amir's Turkey trip that happens on August of 2020. But how did Sushant write that since he was killed in June? Monica, when she comes back, we'll surely ask her about that point. Leonara, I just can't believe this. Very disheartening. They love playing with our sentiments. Kanika, our law is in favor of criminals, absolutely. AP Singh, much respect to you. Thank you, Mr. Singh. KB, fully agree with Arisha about Parveen Babi. She was so elegant and beautiful. I strongly feel she was not mentally unstable, but was labeled so by Tarki Buddha and Lambu for own benefit. They were the ones who were drugging him, KB. It was not the other way. She was not a drug addict. So I think that's about it. Friends, I'll see you in the next session. Thank you for this session, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.